So, you're finally home from a long day of school / working / running errands / whatever. You settle in for the night, and finally, you can start working on that erotic Goku x Homer Simpson fanfic where they're also both detectives and also takes place in the future. Oh, and Andrew Garfield from the Amazing Spider-Man movies is their son. Okay, well, far be it from me to stop you, but don't you want it to be good? Jokes aside, it's easy to get ahead of yourself when you have a new idea for a story. You're thinking, I need to write this down before I lose the idea, or something similar. Well, it's not necessarily a bad practice, as it helps you to determine how viable an idea it is you have, but it's not the end-all be-all of writing fanfiction. Which brings me to the first important lesson regarding good fanfiction writing. Grammar is absolutely essential. And no, this isn't just me being snooty.
Snooty? Snotty. Snotty.
I know you're already thinking of the one Weird Al song, but consider this. I've read plenty of stories already that have had a good idea in them, but because they were marred by either bad grammar or non-existent or incorrect punctuation, I couldn't read to the end of even the first chapter because they just looked so unpleasant to my eyes. And granted, for some people, English isn't necessarily their first language, but that doesn't change the fact either that broken English grammar specifically, isn't pleasant to read for an entire story, particularly if you're a primarily English-speaking audience. So in short, good intentions alone do not a good story automatically make. You have to actually put effort into it, which I'm sure has been said a lot of other places for a lot of other things, but fanfiction writing is no exception. If you're passionate about something, be passionate about putting in the effort to make it worthwhile. So how exactly can you fix this? Well, from what I've seen, there are 3 ways that are good at helping you to improve your flow, your grammar, etc., that have helped me, for certain, become a much better writer than I used to be. Method number 1. Read language arts textbooks. You'd honestly be surprised how many simple grammar rules can help improve the quality or meaning of a sentence instead of just typing words in a sequence. I.e. the whole let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma example. Also, having a dictionary and a thesaurus, or both, on hand is another good idea to go along with this, because having a dictionary will help you learn the meaning of words, and having a thesaurus will help you find a better way to express the thought you want to write. Method number 2. Read both good and bad fiction. Despite what it may seem like at times, yes you, are not the pioneer of creative writing. Other people have come before you, and other people will come after you, so look at the examples of those that have come before you and pay attention to what's in them. And I normally don't advocate going out to read bad fiction, but in this case, it's a good idea to have knowledge of what each extreme looks like. And you never know what you can learn from someone else's example. It's like looking at Twilight and looking at some book by Chuck Palahniuk, for example. One is clearly written by a superior author. Method number 3. Invest in a course on creative writing. With the caveat that this one, more than the others, will probably cost you money, as you can probably go down to your local library or even look on the internet to find textbooks and other fiction. But the benefits of taking a creative writing course are the same as if you wanted to get into movie acting. If you have a background in stage acting beforehand, chances are you'll do a lot better once you hit the talkies. So having people there to work against, having someone to give you critiques on your writing and help you improve, it's never a bad thing. And if it costs a couple bucks, and you're really passionate about writing, I'd say it's worth it in the end. And barring these 3 methods, if all else fails, don't be afraid to go all the way back to the remedial level and learn from there. And I'd say especially if English is your second language, because once you know how the basics of something work, everything else will start to fall into place after that. Despite how easy it might seem at times, there are a lot of little quirks about the English language, grammar-wise, that are more easily noticeable in writing than they are in casual face-to-face conversation. So, whatever helps you to pick up on these things, go for it. It's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, especially in my opinion. So, keep these points in mind when you're writing, and you'll be well on your way to writing better fan fiction and even better regular fiction too. This first lesson is more universal than I originally thought it was. In the next lesson, we will go over the merits of being familiar with the source material you are writing from, and talk about how close you should stick to the established canon.